Good afternoon, folks. Grandpa Greenwald here. Boy, it's a hot one. Still showing 97 degrees. I thought it was up over 100 earlier. So anyway, today we're going to make some Swiss steak. Haven't made any Swiss steak in a long time. I was at the supermarket and picked up some really nice giant rounds, about more than a half-inch thick. We're going to try to pound these out here, and we're going to put this together, some Swiss steak. Let's go ahead and get started. We're just going to, recipe calls for using ran across the Pioneer Woman recipe, and calls for 2 teaspoons of kosher salt. So I don't know where we're going to get with 2 teaspoons, but I'm going to go ahead and lay these other steaks on top and see if we can get these smashed out real quick with our jacquard. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm all righty. Normally I would do this with my cutlet maker. However, everybody doesn't have a cutlet maker, so they don't like to see. Some people like to see it, but people want to see something that they can cook. So what we're going to do is we're going to pound these. This is a tougher piece of meat. So we're going to put a bunch of holes in it and get it as tender as we can. Then we're going to have a longer cooking process to really tenderize it. But these things are supposed to be pretty thin to start with. All right, I'm going to call that enough for right now. Move this cutting board for a minute. All right, the next thing we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and get these, we're going to cook this today in this 5-quart Dutch oven. So we're going to start the browning process here. Medium high, 375 degrees. I'm using a little oil. I'm going to reuse this oil. So we got that on 375, let that heat up. In the meantime, I'll get some of these things spread. All right, well, it's getting hot. All I did was bring a pan of flour out, and I'm just gonna get this round. We're gonna get it browned on all sides. So I'm gonna get these other 2 ready. Looks like we're only going to be able to do 2 at a time in there. So we're going to do about just a couple minutes on either side. We've got a pretty good hot fire, and look at that right there. That's really close to where we want it already. So we'll give it a few more minutes. I'll stand here and show you what we end up flipping. Let's go ahead and flip that one. Flip that one. We're just searing a little bit on either side of that grease. And we'll get them all done like that, and we'll put our Swiss steak together. All right, I had that fire on 375. Turn it up to 400. Let's see. Put 2 more in there. In the meantime, I'm going to take a couple more over there and use the jacquard on them a little bit more. Yummy, yummy, yummy. We just about got the eyes done. Boy, that's looking really, really good. I did take these over and work on with the jacquard a little bit more. Well, they're feeling really tender, so let's go ahead and take them off. They're going to cook a lot more later on. Take the oven off the fire. Then put the lid on it. When I say that cooker's really nice, just being able to pick it up and walk away with it. We're bringing the cutting board back. Now what we're going to do, we have the meat. That was the most difficult part. We have the meat brown. It's ready to go. So we're going to cut up some vegetables and we're going to start throwing things. Or actually, we're going to come back and saute some of these vegetables. But I need some thin slice. Again, the recipe calls for one large onion thin sliced, and I guess that's what I'm doing here. Okay, we have also calls for a couple of cloves of garlic, and I really like garlic, so I'm gonna put a little extra garlic, and if my neighbor Fernando likes garlic, I'm gonna send him a kind of a single guy. I'll send him a big plate of Swiss steak tonight. Okay. Huh, that doesn't look too good there. Bring that back, 375, put it up to 410, start. bit more. When we were cooking the meat, it kind of cooked down, and we ended up with moisture rather than the cooking oil. So we're just going to add a little bit, because I want to throw those vegetables in there and get them hissing real quick here. Kind of, like I said, the water's in here. It left a little flour base, a little sticky there. We're just going to toss these around for a few minutes here. Let me see if I can get a little bit better camera angle for you guys. I'm going to brown this up a little bit, toss it around. Get a little bit caramelized. Yummy, yummy, yummy. It's cooking well. If you notice, we didn't add any salt and pepper. We're not going to add any more salt and pepper. We put all of that on the meat, so the meat will carry the rest of the dish along with some of these other things that we're going to put in there. I'm going to go ahead and let this cook hot for just a second. I'll start adding some other ingredients in here. Paprika calls for smoked paprika. I don't have smoked paprika. I got paprika. If it comes smoked, it's smoked. I don't typically use this, because I don't know what I'm not sure that it does anything for my food. Looks like I forgot an ingredient inside. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. I did forget. I'll add that later on. I had some oregano out. So, gotta put my oregano in. Okay, this stuff is. That's all we need. That's all we need is just to get the onions and the garlic and the celery kind of get it softened up a little bit, and let's start adding some other things. Are we ready? Let's do it. This is 2 cups of beef broth. I'm not putting it all in. We'll see what we have here. I have 1 can of fire roasted with garlic diced tomatoes. That's what that is. Let's see if we can get that down in there. Yummy, yummy, yum. And then I have some no salt added diced tomatoes. We're putting 2 cans of tomatoes. We have lots of meat. If we can fit the meat in here, if not, we'll just have a little bit of extra tomatoes. Alrighty. Tomato paste. Not going to put a ton, but more than what it was called for. So basically, I'm going to put about a half a can of tomato paste. That's a little bit heavy on the tomato paste, but I don't like it like that. Well, I say I like it like that. I like the heavy tomato paste. I don't know what it's going to taste like with the Swiss steak. All right. The last thing I'm going to add, see, I have measuring spoons here somewhere, but I guess I decided I'm not using measuring spoons today. I guess I will. On this. This is a half a tablespoon. So I'm putting about a tablespoon. Let's put a little bit more. A little over a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. And my broth. And other than oregano that I'm going to add, I'm going to start putting these steaks down in here. And hopefully we got enough room. Wow. There's 4 of them. I don't think we're going to get them all in there.